This program is a collaboration of personal opinions and individual free thought. It does not represent the views or narrative of the mainstream corporate media hacks. Viewer discretion is advised.
And here we go.
Live from the bell tower, taking a stand for your rights, your liberties, and all the bullshit in between. You're listening to Break the Bell Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your weekend wrap-up, where we are going to wrap up your week.
Hello, beautiful bell breakers. It is good to be here.
It is good to be here. It is good. This is the best way to wrap up the week. I feel
is.
like what else could you be doing?
Watch the Steelers lose.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you were like, I should just skip this game and went and just podcast earlier.
I should have. I should have left while I was ahead and just come over.
What was the final score?
It was 37-30. So
I mean, it's at least not a blowout.
Well,
Who they play?
the Bengals. The Bengals. So and so they scored in like the last. There was 45 seconds left. They scored, and then they tried to kick the onside kick, and of course they didn't get it because there was like a 6% chance of getting the onside
obviously.
kick. And at that point, it was over.
Yeah. So you always like build up to football season throughout the summer. You're like, 6 more weeks till football.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, it's fucking baseball.
Yeah.
I actually love football season because I get to listen to you bitch about football every weekend. So this is kind of my favorite part of the winter.
With you, when the Cardinals don't do well, you don't say anything.
No,
like when the Cardinals are doing good, I'll get messages and be like, "Hey, we're at this and this, and hey, this happened and this happened." But when they don't do anything, I just don't hear from them.
Yeah, pretty much. That's but the thing with baseball season is there's so many games that if you lose one, it's just like, nah, you can't win them all. But with football, it's just like you lose one, that could be really fucking big deal, and you lose two, it's just like the season's over. The season is over. I see so many football fans like. Week 2 of NFL season, and it's just like, all right, I guess we look forward to next year. It's like, dude, it just started, and then I realized it's football, and football sucks, and you only get like 8 games or something like that. So. How many games are there total?
17 games. They just expanded it to 17.
See, I would hate my life if there was only 17 baseball games. I would literally
but then
hate.
You look forward to each one, right?
I look forward to every single baseball game. You can ask my kids. It's like, Dad, you're going to watch baseball again tonight? It's like, it's fucking baseball. What do you want me to do? It's baseball season.
Right.
It's like, you know better. But I do enjoy listening to this because normally it's me bitching about the cold. So on a losing week, at least it's you bitching about football. So
Fair enough.
Other than that, anything else to bitch about for you this weekend?
No, not really. I mean, we started doing the kids started listening to Christmas songs, so they're full-fledged now.
It's like one more week, dude. One week. You couldn't hold them back for 1 week.
You know what? In my heart, it's still Thanksgiving. I'll let them do what they want. We're not putting the Christmas stuff up until after Thanksgiving.
I just went to your house. There was like 6 trees there. So.
You're thinking of someone else. No, my daughter did decorate her little mantle space. But
I did see that part.
Yeah, they wanted the tree up today, and I held off. You refortified me last night. You're like, dude, you got a week. Just hold off for a week.
Thanksgiving would get a better shot if somebody would write a Thanksgiving song.
You're right. You're right.
If there was, as soon as Halloween ended, if you could throw in like a Thanksgiving carol or something, people could get into. So maybe Thanksgiving screwed itself by not having Thanksgiving songs.
And Christmas has all these cool decorations and funny characters. You got Rudolph, you got Frosty. what does Thanksgiving got?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You got a
Food.
turkey and a little cornucopia thing.
Yeah,
with food
nobody
in
even
it.
knows what that
Yeah,
is.
right?
I mean,
you
we
can't
just
even
know
talk
food.
about the Pilgrims and Indians anymore.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like we can decorate our house with food.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
yeah,
you can,
exactly. I
but-
mean, you can. That'd be nasty after a while.
If you are a musician out there and you listen to us, write us a Thanksgiving jingle.
We need a
because yeah,
Thanksgiving
we're gonna make this a
yes.
thing. We're gonna
Okay.
make this a
All
popular
right,
thing.
I like it. We're hashtag save Thanksgiving.
It's got to be Mariah Carey quality, though.
Yes,
we
yeah.
gotta have
Yeah.
something good. I'm gonna tap some of my musician friends
Okay.
out there and try to get a Thanksgiving song for
Okay.
next year. Obviously, I don't think I could get them on the hook for 4 days from
Yeah.
now, but maybe for next year we will
Do
have.
we need a shirt like Thanksgiving Lives Matter?
Yes, it's perfect. I love it. We have quite a few things to talk about this show. Things that happened this week, things that probably don't matter, but people think they do. So we get to point out those
matter, they
things
matter.
and talk shit about them because that's what we do on the
Yes.
show. Is we just talk shit about the things that people tend to think we should care about. Before we get into it, obviously, we got to mention our sponsor, which is Run Your Mouth Coffee. They support free speech, which we support. Elon Musk supposedly supports. We're going to talk about Elon Musk, but I don't think Elon Musk supports free speech as much as Run Your Mouth Coffee
I don't think so either.
because of some of the things we'll get into.
Yeah.
Run Your Mouth Coffee makes delicious coffee and they support your free speech. And that's a fantastic combo. Nothing better for Thanksgiving, nothing to be more thankful for than delicious coffee and free speech. So when you're sitting around your dinner table and your family, they will ask
yeah.
you, what are you thankful for this year? You can tell them, I'm thankful for free speech and good coffee. Those are, I mean, that's really it.
Yeah, that's really all you need.
That's about
What
it.
does
Yeah.
anybody else need?
Yeah, if you have those two things, what do you need?
Yeah.
Nothing at all. Go to rymcoffee.com and tell them we sent you. Tell them you're thankful for them and for us for sending you there by using the promo code Break the Bell, and you'll get 10% off your purchase plus free shipping, and that's freaking fantastic. Do it. Get your family a Christmas stocking stuffer of delicious coffee. It's delivered straight to your door, fresh roasted coffee. You don't have to put on pants, and that's another thing to be thankful for. So 3
Yes.
things: good coffee, free speech, not wearing pants. Those 3 things.
Yes. Say
our-
it, tell them at the table.
Yes, say it after me. Repeat after me: good coffee, free speech, not wearing pants. I'm going to say that at the Thanksgiving table, and nobody will be surprised coming from me either. rymcoffee.com. Check them out. Drink delicious coffee. Don't wear pants. Check us out all over social media. You can find us on Twitter before it dies, because Twitter is inevitably about to die for some reason, according to everybody on Twitter, which
Of course.
it's really funny to me how people post on Twitter that Twitter is dead. It's just like, how is this happening?
It's like, I'm right here, guys.
Yeah. It's like Grandpa saying, I'm dead. No,
Yeah.
Grandpa, you're not yet. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can find us at the handle at Break the Bell Pod. Give us a like, a subscribe, a share, all that fun stuff that the kids tell you to do these days, so we can spread our name far and wide and spread this bullshittery as far as we can, because that's what we want. We want bullshit spread
Yes.
all over the place. So social medias, share it with your friends, share it with your family. If you're listening in the future or watching in the future, we do this live, and you can join us live. Every Monday night, we do our main episode at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can join us live, or we do our weekend wrap-up live, which is usually about 6, 7 o'clock Central Time on Sundays most of the time. Most of the time. So if not, we usually make a point to point out that it's going to be a different day,
Yes.
or you'll just see us pop up. If you're subscribed to us, you'll just see it pop up, and
Mm.
you'll be like, oh, they're live. I should
Like,
jump
sweet,
on
I
and
need
do
to watch this.
Yes. So subscribe to that so you can see when we pop up live, and you can join us for the fun. And I think that's all the pre-show
so.
bullshit we got to
Yeah.
get through. Let's get right into it.
All right, let's do it.
Did you hear about all the things that are happening this week? Did you hear about the things?
I heard of most of the things.
Most of the things, but
Yes.
not all the things.
Not all the things.
Here's one of the things that happened this week. I got to preface it with this wonderful music right here.
Guess who's back?
Oh, it's not popping up.
Trump is back.
All right, let me try that again. It's not popping up on the video screen, so I'm going to do it again. Oh, where'd it go? Hang on. I got this. Here we go.
Guess who's back? Back again. Trump is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
All right, that's enough of that.
That explains so much. That explains my liberal friends whose faces have been melting this weekend.
Yeah. But the thing is, like his announcement to like he announced big news. He announced to run again in 2024.
Yeah,
it was kind of lackluster of an announcement.
He didn't have like the Blue Angels fly over and cannons with confetti.
He might have, but there just wasn't the big hurrah about it that I expected all over social media. I think it's probably because he prefaced, it's like, guys, in a week from now, be prepared because I got a big announcement. It's like, yeah, we know you're going to run for president. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a big surprise. I'm keeping it a secret. You have to listen because I'm not going to give it away. It's like, yeah, you're running for president. Oh, it's nobody say anything. Nobody give it away. No spoilers, guys. You're fucking running for president. We know. And then it's like, guys, guess what? I'm running for president. We know. We fucking know. And so, like, for me, at least, I didn't see all the, like, insanity about it. Like, people's, like, MAGA people coming out. It's like, oh, my gosh, he's running. I think for the most part,
everybody
it's just, like,
expected it.
Yeah, everybody's like.
They were just waiting for the announcement.
Yeah. So, I mean, the other side has... I mean, they weren't surprised either, but they've come out to be like, oh, we got to push this, and this guy is a criminal, and this and that, and it's just like, we know you're saying the same things that you were saying yesterday.
Exactly.
Trump saying the same things he was saying yesterday. Who fucking cares?
And the fact that this guy isn't in jail is just outrageous to me.
Obviously. So here's the big announcement. This is from the Center Square, whatever the fuck that is. Donald Trump announces 2024 presidential bid. Former President Donald Trump announced late Tuesday he would make another run for the White House. Trump filed the relevant paperwork with the Federal Election Commission just before the announcement. Now, funny thing, I saw on social media somebody that was pushing back against this that was obviously smarter than me about politics, because they're like, guys, he can't do this legally because you cannot run for president 3 times.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can if you don't win the second time. It's like, maybe you should look up shit before you try to start sounding like a freaking constitutional lawyer or something. I was just like, oh, good God.
That's
funny. Why? Like, I have zero faith left in humanity.
So, I mean, hasn't Hillary ran 3 times?
Oh, yeah. And, well, it was either that. I can't remember if it was that or it was like you can't do non-consecutive presidential runs or something like that, which I think they said Grover Cleveland did it or somebody way back in there. It's rare that it happens, but it happens, and Trump would be the one to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
It says Trump filed the relevant paperwork with the Federal Election Commission just before the announcement in order to make so this is Donald Trump. In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for president of the United States. So now it's not make America great again.
Right.
It's make America great and glorious again. So instead of MAGA, it's MAGAGA. Yeah, I mean,
I like it. It just kind of
it rolls off the tongue.
It does. MAGAGA.
It's like have a MAGAGA hat from now on. Not to be confused with my Gaga. It's not to be confused what he did with Stormy Daniels.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, God. Or maybe it is to be confused. I don't know. Trump announced his 2024 presidential run.
Now, where did he announce?
I'm getting there. It's, it's
right.
It was the next thing I was
sorry.
At his Mar-a-Lago club.
Okay.
Wait 1.1 seconds. In Palm Beach, Florida, in his speech, Trump made the case that the state of the nation has fallen from the prosperity seen during his administration. I mean, in a way, he's not wrong there. He's not wrong there. The world was at peace. America was prospering, and our country was on track for an amazing future because I made big promises to the American people. Trump said. And unlike other presidents, I kept my promises. Now, when he was on his way out the door, we weren't prospering that much because of
COVID.
COVID.
But
And
we had bounced back.
we were bouncing back.
Yeah.
The war wasn't at peace. I
No,
mean,
the world will never be at peace.
I mean, he was kind of like buddies with Kim Jong-un
well,
at the time.
and he had made some Mid-East deals
Mhm.
that we had talked about were most likely self-serving.
Yeah.
But and we saw that it fell apart after he left.
Well, yeah.
So again, there was probably money promised, favors promised, and
Mhm.
when he was out, then all those peace
that just goes away.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Says the former president, who faces several investigations related to January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol, the confiscation of federal documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate after he left, and others also touted his record while in office, like brokering major Middle East peace deals, like you just mentioned, lowering taxes, cutting regulations, and building the economy. Many Republicans blame Trump for the outcome of last week's midterm elections, which saw Democrats maintain control of the Senate and control of the House in question, which now I think didn't the Republicans have
Yeah.
taken that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's no longer in question.
Right. They have the House. So that's a success.
Yeah. I
And-
guess.
and
if that's what your bar
yeah,
is
right.
for
If
success.
that's a success for you, yes,
I mean, that's a
yes.
really low bar, but
Yes.
okay.
But it's politics.
We'll
you know?
call it
Yeah.
something.
But I mean, I would argue that no, it had nothing to do with Trump. It was more that the Republicans ran shitty candidates.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
And most of them were on Trump's coattails the whole time. That's the only thing they're run on. It's like, this is a guy and he likes Trump. And they're like, I'm a guy and I like Trump and I'm kind of a little bit slightly famous too. But
Right.
that's about all they went with. So, but it wasn't really him that freaking floored it or
Yeah.
made it not the red wave that they expected. It
Yeah.
was that they thought they could ride Trump's coattails
Right.
and be fine.
Yeah.
Says Trump has publicly attacked fellow Republicans, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who many consider his 2024 rival for the GOP nomination. DeSantis easily won re-election last week. I don't care. This has nothing to do.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with it. Says anytime in history of the world,
Mm.
there has never been an economy like the one we had just 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago, our economy was fucking flatline. What
Yeah.
is he talking about?
Yeah. He means
Uh,
3 years.
Probably. Despite the outcome in the Senate, we cannot lose hope and we must all work hard. I can't do this that long. This is the long one. Can't work that hard. We all must work hard for a gentleman and a great person named Herschel Walker, a fabulous human being who loves our country. And we will. Why are we talking about Herschel? I want to know about his announcement to run, and they're talking about everything else. Trump's announcement will kick off a fundraising arms race in Republican primary and could have a major impact on the Senate runoff in Georgia in December. That's about all, probably, for that. Biden's indicating he plans to run as well, just so you know.
Beautiful.
The reason I'm not making a judgment about formally running or not running is because I will probably be dead by then, is what says. Once I make that judgment, a whole series of regulations kicks in, and I have to be.
I have to be what?
It doesn't say.
Mm.
I treat myself as a candidate from that moment on. I have not made that formal decision, but it's my intention to run again. So he hasn't announced it, but he's announcing that he's probably going to announce it. But once he announces it, and I get what he's saying, like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you can't say certain things once
Right.
you become a presidential candidate, because
Yeah.
then it becomes like kind of conflict of interest type shit. Now you're talking as a candidate and the president, and
Right.
you kind of got to word things differently.
Yeah.
And he wants to be able to bumble things without
Yeah.
being considered a candidate.
He's not ready to hand over the torch to Kamala or
No,
okay.
no, not yet. I mean, would you be ready
No,
to hand?
I wouldn't hand her
It's like,
anything.
guys, I just wanted to die
Yeah.
in my bed, but this is what you gave me.
Yes, so I gotta
So
keep going.
I have to
Thank
carry that
you.
mantle longer. At the same time, that like immediately after Trump announces, "Hey guys, I'm running for president again," Merrick Garland finally comes out and he's appointing a special counsel in the Trump criminal case. So it's like pretty much like right after Trump's like, "I'm running," and they're like, we're gonna investigate you with a special counsel, because special counsels are non-biased, obviously. So
Obviously, yes.
because since Biden and Trump are both kind of pretty much running. He's like, well, I can't take this on because that would be a conflict of interest. So I'm going to appoint a special counsel in this Trump case. So I don't want to get too deep into this because we all know the stuff, but this is the latest and greatest. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced on Friday that he is appointing veteran prosecutor Jack Smith as a special counsel to oversee the federal criminal investigation into Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election and handling of classified documents.
So is a crime to question the 2020 election? I guess I missed that part.
Efforts to overturn the election, though. Not just questioning. He was trying to overturn the election.
Gotcha.
Why it matters? The appointment of the special counsel is intended to avoid the appearance of conflict of interest and comes 3 days after Trump launched his 2024 campaign.
It gives the appearance.
Yeah, it kind of does. But if he was to take it on, then he's obviously a Biden guy.
Yes.
He was appointed by Biden, so it would definitely be a conflict of interest for him to look into an opposing presidential candidate. That's kind of what he's saying.
Curious. Wow, he just popped right up at the top.
Who's that?
Prosecutor Jack Smith.
Oh, yeah. The special counsel will take over two of the most explosive investigations involving a former president in modern political history.
In history?
In modern history.
Modern history.
Most explosive investigations. These two things here. So, says Smith will be tasked with prosecuting federal crimes that arise from investigations, Garland said at a news conference. I'm confident that this appointment will not slow the completion of these investigations. Says so this is Smith here, if that's what you're looking up. This talks a little bit about him.
Okay.
Says Smith most recently served as chief prosecutor for the special court in the Hague, where he investigated war crimes in Kosovo. From 2010 to 2015, he worked with the Justice Department as chief of public integrity section, where he managed a team of more than 30 prosecutors who handled public corruption election crime cases. In that position, Smith oversaw the case of former CIA officer Jeffrey Sterling, who was convicted in 2015 of disclosing national defense information and obstructing justice. Mr. Smith is the right choice to complete these matters in an even-handed and urgent manner. So you think there is any way this could be biased? Or do you think, I don't know. I feel I heard that this is the same special counsel or whatever that they gave to Rudy Giuliani's case too. So
is it?
Okay. Yeah, he's kind of in on this case.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts?
I think they don't need to prove that he did anything. They just need to bog it down to, because in anybody who's on Biden's side, public perception is that Trump did this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to prove jack shit.
Yeah.
And so I think their goal is to overwhelm Trump, so his focus is not on running, and his focus is on trying to defend himself.
Kind of like during his presidency, they bogged him down so he couldn't do jack shit.
And that's all they're trying to do, I think, is just bog him down so that he can't focus.
Now, the interesting thing is the FBI basically came out last week at the same time. It was like during the Mar-a-Lago raids, when they were trying to find all his top secret stuff that he stole, the FBI basically said, well, he didn't withhold these documents to sell them to Russia like they were selling it, or they were saying originally. It was his ego that made him hold on to this. So basically, like, he wasn't intending to do like a crime. He was just like, this is mine and I'm the bigliest man, so I get to keep my stuff. And so, but that doesn't mean he didn't withhold top secret stuff. Like, some people are like, well, the FBI came out last week and said he didn't do anything wrong. It was just ego stuff. Well, that's not saying he didn't do anything wrong. That's just saying he didn't intend to sell it to Russia.
From what I heard, is his intention was he had been talking with Garland about overturning the documents.
Yeah.
Like, they were in conversation like, hey, what do I need to do to get these over to you? And, how do we want to proceed with this? And then
got documents? Boom.
Yeah, exactly. The FBI then shows up at his house, and all of a sudden it's a shit show.
Yeah. So apparently Trump's not going to partake in the investigations, calling it the worst publicization of justice in our country.
I can think of others, but
I can think of far worse than that. But according to Trump, this is the worst or politicization, I guess. Not So the worst politicization of justice in our country. No, not really.
Not even close.
I think even the Bill Clinton blowjob, as much as I hate the Clintons, that was also a really bad politicization of justice in our country. That was kind of ridiculous. He says, I've been going through this for 6 years. For 6 years. He says it twice. So I had to. For 6 years, I've been going through this, and I'm not going to go through it anymore. Trump said the announcement of special counsel is not even believable. No, he's just like, no, I don't believe it.
What do you think about the special? No,
I just don't believe it. Then Merrick Garland calls him. He's like, hey, Trump, I'm appointing a special counsel. No, I don't believe you. You're not doing that because I don't believe you. I don't think this is a real thing. That's fake news. That's clearly fake news.
Click.
He's like, I've never heard of such a thing. They found nothing. I announce and then they appoint a special prosecutor. They found nothing, and now they take some guy who hates Trump. Well, he's talking about himself in the third person, which makes him a total douchebag, more so than I already thought of him. This is a disgrace and only happening because I'm leading in every poll in both parties. I feel like that's fake news.
Probably.
To be leading in every poll in both parties. Like like even the Democrats want him over.
Well, they don't know about that. It was a special poll.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Got it. All right. So what do you think? Does anything come of this? Does he go?
No.
Does he end up in jail? Because everybody on Twitter is like, "Oh, he's going to be locked up. He needs to be locked up."
Is Hillary in jail?
I was going to say that. It's like, how much did we hear that about Hillary?
I was going to say, yeah. Even Donald Trump was like, she's going to go to jail when I'm president. No. People of that status, they don't go to jail, so they just piss people off, and people just yell at how they should be in jail.
What do you think about him announcing his candidacy? We kind of breezed by that.
To be honest, I thought there'd be a little more hubbub with it. Like you said, I feel like, I don't know, and maybe he's got a team that's kind of controlling him now.
Yeah,
that's maybe like, okay, dude, you need to back off of Twitter, you need to back off this, and no, you cannot fly in on a spacecraft with the to a symphony playing Darth Vader music. You can't do that.
It's not allowed this time.
Yeah. So no, I we all knew it was coming.
Now
I wish he wouldn't run, but
I wish neither of them would run. Can we just get new
a
faces?
Clean slate.
Yes.
Clean slate.
I mean, it's gonna be the biggest fucking joke. It will be.
Oh, it will.
It's gonna be worse than 2020.
I bet you they don't even do debates.
What are they going to debate that we haven't already seen?
Maybe they'll admit, like on Twitter.
Well, it's like when you see previews to a movie and they give the best previews, and then you go to the movie and you realize the only good parts in the movie are what you already saw in the preview, and it's just like, all right, we saw this.
Well, okay, this is exactly what's going to happen. Is they're going to ask the question, what would you do to improve the economy? And Trump will be like, well, when I was first president,
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna go back to what I did too.
I was proving this, and I was proving that, and people said this, and people said that, and this was down 5%, and this was up, and they're like, okay, and then they'll Biden, what are you gonna do for economy? Our economy's great.
Yeah, inflation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Inflation is no bigger than a fly now.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's gonna be that bullshit.
Yes,
back and forth, and it's just, and Trump's gonna be there. He's like,
making
those stupid faces. Yes.
Come on, Jack. And then
Biden's just gonna be silent. Oh my gosh, I can't even.
Yes,
I can't do it.
I'm just not looking forward to this already. Like when I heard that he was going to make the announcement, I'm just like, please don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. Can you just not? Part of me wants this investigation to go terribly wrong for him just so he won't run.
Right.
And then maybe if he doesn't run, maybe Biden will feel like I don't need to run now because I don't have Trump to go against. So it's like the Joker and Batman. It's like if there's no Batman, there's no the Joker doesn't have any fun. And so they're all Jokers though. That's the problem.
Right. Yes, exactly.
We got to continue on the Trump rant because Elon Musk made the worst decision that Twitter could possibly make and reinstated Donald Trump on Twitter.
In honor of this, you had gotten me a book of Trump poetry.
I did.
I was going to bring it and like read like one of his poems like tonight. in honor
Yes,
of this.
this is a book. It looks like a book of poetry. Like every page is a different poem, but every page is just a different ridiculous tweet from Donald Trump. And I saw that. I was like, I have to get that for Bill for his birthday, and I
Yes.
did. Have you read it yet?
I went through the first couple pages.
Yes. Did it inspire you?
Yes.
Maybe you should read that at the Thanksgiving table.
Yeah.
So last week sometime, did you see Elon Musk's poll?
I did not.
He like took a poll. Should I reinstate Donald Trump?
Okay.
And that's what he based it on. And apparently it won by like 51% was all, but he reinstated Donald Trump. And now the Twitter has changed.
Yes.
I don't care what you say but since Elon Musk took over, I don't have my happy libertarian echo chamber that I used to. Most of my feed is filled with celebrities bitching. And I'm almost positive that they are paid for, like they're paying to boost it, because there's nobody I follow, but it's always like Rob Reiner or who's there's a couple of them. George Takei or Takei or whatever, Takai, whatever. And they're always saying the same damn things as each other. Every single one of them is just like, Twitter is on the way out the door. As Twitter dies, democracy dies. Or like during the election, they were all saying, vote blue if you support democracy. And it's just over and
you're
over.
Like, why am I seeing this?
Yeah. I see their stuff all the fucking time, and I don't follow any of them. And I'm just like, these guys are clearly paying for this shit. And it's the same. Every one of them's regurgitating the same damn thing. And it's like a broken record. And I'm just like, Elon, you were supposed to fix Twitter and you broke it more.
Like that Star Wars meme. You were supposed to destroy this and not join them.
Yes. You were the chosen one. Well, the chosen one reinstated the other chosen one, Donald Trump, on Twitter. And so that's the big news of the day. Even though apparently Trump is snubbing Twitter. He has not posted. He has not posted one post because I saw that he was reinstated, and then I went to Trump's site and nothing has posted since 2021.
Now, what did Trump say when Musk was talking about?
He wasn't.
Was he supportive? Was he like talking shit? Or
I don't think he was really saying much at all. But you got to realize Trump has his Truth Social. Is he going to? He's making money off this. Is he going to go back to Twitter where everybody will flock back there? Or is he going to be like, no, I'm just going to hang out over here where I'm going to make the money instead of that? So,
have you gotten on the Truth Social?
I have not.
Okay.
This is from The Atlantic, and it says Trump's terrifically stupid return to Twitter. Two wealthy and self-involved men are seeking the attention they crave.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
There's the face we all miss.
The one where, yes.
It says, like the monster miraculously resuscitated to terrorize the heroes in a horror movie sequel, Donald Trump is back.
Oh my gosh.
You like it so far?
Yeah. I love the drama.
No, I'm not talking about his November 15th announcement of his third campaign for president. Instead, I have in mind something far more important: Twitter. First of all, let me stop and make this statement right now. And maybe I'm wrong in this, but this is my own personal opinion. Twitter is not important. Twitter is not, like, if Twitter dies, like they're saying it's going to, that would not be the end of the world. Like, you see all these posts of these like pay for celebrities, C-list celebrities that haven't done a goddamn thing for like 15 years, saying, well, Twitter's going to die. And then what happens? It's like, then we all fucking live our lives. I hope Twitter dies just to piss you all off. First of all, like, I would love it if Elon Musk just was a $40 billion troll and just shut Twitter down, like shut the switch off and it was over, just to make people lose their fucking minds, because they're like, well, 75,000 people got laid off and the economic fallout of that. It's just like, it's a fucking corporation. Like, first of all, what happened to, if you don't like it, go start your own platform. Do you remember those days? And then they went and started Parler and they're like, oh, you can't do this. Shut that shit down. It's like, but now they're like bitching about Twitter. It's like, if you don't like it, go start your own platform. I also saw, since Trump was reinstated, this lady posted, I don't know who she was. She had a blue check mark and she popped up on my feed. It was like, I reached out to the Apple platforms to see if they're going to keep Twitter on because they allowed Trump back on their platform because Apple
Yeah.
booted Parler because of Trump.
Yeah.
So she was trying to get. It's like, how big of a fucking Karen can you be?
Yeah. Right.
It's like, the Twitter's going to shit and it's going to end the world, but since Trump's back on it, we should shut it down for everyone.
Yeah. Right.
It's like, do you hear what you're saying there?
Yeah.
Says so apparently this Twitter's much more important than the president of the United States.
Yeah.
According to The Atlantic. On the evening of November 17th, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world and Twitter's new owner, posted a poll asking users of the site whether he should reinstate former President Trump, who was banned from the platform after his instigation of the insurrection on January 6th.
The insurrection.
The instigation, we haven't come to that conclusion yet, so...
But I believe the courts even found that was not true, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Well, that's what the special counsel is trying to decide. So
gotcha.
Musk's followers voted in favor, though there's no guarantee that the poll wasn't manipulated by the same bots that he spent the past several months railing against. Obviously, it's bots.
Can't win. You can't win.
Says Vox Populi Vox Day, Musk tweeted, which is, I'm guessing, basically the voters have spoken something to that line. It's like speaking English, first of all.
Yeah.
And Trump's account was magicked back into existence. This entire incident is terrifically stupid. The story revolves around the whims of two wealthy and self-involved men who enjoy nothing more than public attention. It's an enormous waste of everyone's time, and I resent having to think about it. Yet I'm going to spend at least 1,000 characters bitching about it.
All right. Yeah.
During Trump's 22-month permanent suspension from Twitter, the account was obscured from anyone who tried to look for it. Typing @RealDonaldTrump into Twitter produced a blank gray screen that simply announced account suspended. Now, however, Trump's old tweets are back, preserved like the citizens of Pompeii frozen amid the ashes of Mount Vesuvius.
Holy shit.
Pulitzer Prize shit here.
I love it.
His most recent tweet dates back to January 8th of 21, the day he was banned. To all of those who have asked, I will not be going to inauguration on January 20th. If you want a reminder of what led to Twitter to block him from his platform, it's due to the risk of further incitements of violence. You can scroll through the former president's other tweets from the day of the insurrection, but not his tweets egging on the Capitol rioters' rage against Mike Pence or calling the insurrectionists great patriots. He deleted those posts before the account's deactivation. Musk, though, is clearly unconcerned about the risk of future violence. Oh, God, we don't care about the people on the other side literally calling for violence on Twitter, but we're very concerned that the risk of future violence from Trump. His decision, the childishness of its implementation aside, isn't particularly surprising. In May, while Musk was still locked in a legal battle over his attempt to back out of purchasing Twitter, he called the site's decision to ban Trump foolish in the extreme and suggested that he would reinstate the former president. When Musk announced his decision, some Twitter users predictably freaked out. A number of people announced they would be leaving the platform. Good. They always say they're going to, and they never.
Because they were supposed to leave over the blue check marks, and they were supposed to leave because of Elon Musk, and now they're supposed to leave because of Trump. Just go away.
Yeah, stop saying you don't have to announce your departure. Fucking leave. If you want to leave the country, leave. We don't even care. Most of you I've never even heard of or haven't heard from you in years. The people I have heard of, I would love to not ever hear about again or hear from again. So please fucking leave.
Yeah.
When Musk announced his decision, okay, I read that. They announced they'd be leaving the platform. Doom and gloom proliferated. Representative Liz Cheney of the January 6th committee posted a tweet of her own suggesting that Twitter users might be interested in watching the committee's hearing documenting how Trump's tweets contributed to the violence of the insurrection. One person, though, has been notably quiet. Trump himself. He has not yet tweeted, and his contractual obligation to Truth Social, the platform created to act as Trump's alternative online home, may actually limit what he can post to his newly revived account. And I wondered that too, because I know he didn't form Truth Social. He obviously partnered up with somebody.
Right, yeah.
And I wondered when I heard he hadn't post on Twitter. I'm like, I wonder if maybe he can't legally, like
Yeah.
maybe he's under contract to only post to Truth Social.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Otherwise, I
Yeah.
can't see him staying away from it, even
Right.
even with his narcissism. Like this is my over here. I'm only gonna. No,
Yeah.
Trump can't. He
No.
can't keep himself off
Exactly.
of
He's
a
got to
platform.
be in the spotlight.
Yes. Elon Musk posted this the other day. It's a picture of what's her name?
Lois,
Lois from
Family Guy.
Family Guy. Yeah, I can't. God damn. And it says Donald Trump, and she's staring at a pill bottle across the room, and it says his reinstated Twitter account. And Elon Musk posted this, like how long can he hold back from
Right,
his addiction
yeah.
to stupidity on Twitter?
So Elon Musk is trolling Trump.
Yeah, he's like,
That's
come on, you know you want to. You know you want to do it. It says Truth Social has taken the place of a lot of people, for a lot of people, and I don't see them going back on Twitter. This is what Trump said about going back. He's like, I don't see any reason to go back there. I got Truth Social. Why do I need to go back there? No, it's probably because you can't. Do you think it's good that he went back on Twitter? Or that Musk let him back?
Well, I think you're giving him rope to hang himself with.
Well, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like as long as he's not on Twitter and people think he's like not a douchebag, he has a better chance of winning the presidency again.
Yeah, your mic's not in front of your face.
Oh, sorry. So if he's not in the spotlight, if he's not out there making an ass out of himself, people may actually like be excited to vote for him again.
Yeah.
It's when he reminds everybody on
that's
Twitter
who he
yes,
is.
Yes, exactly. that's so Musk is actually not doing him any favors by doing that. I think personally, his supporters are probably like, "Oh, cool. Musk is our guy. He's letting Trump back on." So maybe he's doing it just for that fact.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about Musk's decision? Do you think it was good on Musk's part to have him back on, or do you think he should have?
I mean, to be honest, claiming free speech and all that stuff that he's bringing it back to Twitter. I mean, I think you have to.
Now, by that token, I'm glad you said that. By that token, somebody reached out and tagged Elon Musk and is like, "Hey, while you're at it, Musk, you just reinstated Donald Trump. Now your next move, reinstate Alex Jones." And his response was, "No." And they're like, seriously? He's like, it's not going to happen.
Wow.
No, really no response, no explanation. It's just like, fuck no. So what do you think about that? Like, based on that whole thing, it's like he's made this thing like, I'm going to stop the banning for free speech and stuff. I think the same people that are bitching and raving against Alex Jones are making the same points kind of about Donald Trump. Yeah, so it's just like, why would you reinstate the one, but not the other?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those where Musk keeps them in different categories, I'm guessing.
But the one was like supposedly false information and stuff over Sandy Hook. The other was false information and stuff and
over the
citing
election.
not even false information, but
inciting
an insurrection over Twitter, because it was all based on his tweets that they're basing all their evidence of his incitement on was his Twitter post.
I mean, how many I don't know, like how many followers would you say Alex Jones would have?
Millions, probably almost as many as Donald Trump.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I mean, to me, yes. If you're gonna proclaim free speech, you gotta open it up to everybody.
Yeah, I saw that in real time on my Twitter page, and I'm just like, oh, that just all of a sudden I instantly have less opinions of Elon Musk, because it's almost like he's definitely playing politics. He's not about the free speech. It's all about the politics and shit, is what it sounds like.
And
to
that
me.
proves it.
Yeah. And so it's just like, well, yeah, you kind of, I had a little glimpse of hope, and that's just kind of out the window now.
Right. Yeah. I was expecting more of like Oprah, like you get free speech and you get free speech and we all get free speech.
Well, that's what they had said. Remember, they're like, well, it's just going to be instant like move of hate speech all across Twitter as soon as Elon Musk takes over. And then all of a sudden he's just like, nah, we're not going to do that. He's not allowed. And then on top of that, he's like banning people that just like speak out against him. And it's really annoying. It's just like, yeah, good luck. You're banned. It's just like
interesting.
Like he banned permanently banned. Who is the chick that
Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin?
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was stupid.
It is because she's an idiot, and
Yeah,
just by banning her, you give her credibility.
well, yeah, and it's almost seeming like a Donald Trump move.
Yeah.
Like people say he's the
Right.
smart Donald Trump. It's kind of seeming like something Donald Trump
Right.
would do, or like his firing. It's beautiful watching him fire people that
Mm,
like talk shit, like his employees that talk shit about him on Twitter, and then he fires them over
Mhm.
Twitter. It's kind of beautiful, but then on the other hand, it's like it's kind of childish too, in a
Right.
way.
Yeah.
That's kind of really
Yeah.
childish, but I don't know. He's throwing his big balls around, and that's
he is. Yeah, they're gonna get stuck somewhere.
so. Speaking of Elon Musk and Twitter, apparently, like I said, Twitter is dead or dying. I don't know.
Okay,
Like I've
sure.
seen both of those. Like I've literally seen people saying Twitter is dead on social media, and I'm like, on Twitter, actually,
Hmm.
they're saying Twitter is dead. It's like, how are you posting this then?
Right.
And you have like 120,000 likes on it too. So it's clearly not like
right.
it's just crashing and burning because you have tons of people seeing your post here.
Yeah.
Yet Twitter is dead.
Huh.
All this based on shit like this from the Washington Post that talks about him. Basically we're waiting for awaiting the platform's collapse.
Hmm.
Like it's on its way out the door. I want to see real quick before I get into the story
Yeah.
if they have all these like I said, my entire wall filled with this shit. Let's see if I can find any. I'm probably not going to be able now that I'm looking for it.
Mm-mm.
When I don't want to read it, that's all I see. Let's see. If Elon Musk is going to let Trump come back, I'm selling my Tesla and getting the biggest, dirtiest, low mile per gallon SUV I can find. I want Musk to look at all the pollution and regret what he's done. What the hell? See, that's the thing. These people claim to be these like climate activists.
Yeah.
Like I saw one person that was like, boycott Tesla now, never buying a Tesla again because he reinstated Donald Trump. Let's see. Excuse me. I'm not going to find any of it now because I'm looking for it, like I said.
Hmm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
it's dying. It's dying. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I did not know that. I've been on Twitter a little bit more lately, but I guess I don't peruse the
You don't get all the awesome
Yes.
tweets.
I do.
I mean, I gotta find this. I gotta find this stuff because it's stupid. I'm not gonna find it. Damn it. Elon Musk just tweeted out yesterday, Twitter is alive. So in response to the Twitter is dead post, Twitter is alive. So
Okay.
we're good.
All right.
We're good because he said so. Anyway, let's get into this article from the Washington Post because I can't find him right now. It says Musk summons engineers to Twitter HQ as millions await the platform's collapse. It's like they want it to fucking collapse.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
begging for it to collapse
Oh, yeah.
just so they could say, see,
Yep.
he made it collapse.
Yeah.
It's like they're
Yeah.
pushing it towards collapse.
And like you said, it's not like Musk is some like conservative or libertarian hero,
Yeah.
right? He's no John McAfee. He's a troll,
Mhm.
right? I mean, he's just somebody who wants to be in the spotlight and piss off who he can piss
Mhm.
off.
Exactly. Says new owner Elon Musk struggled Friday to harness the chaos he unleashed at Twitter, summoning the remaining engineers to San Francisco headquarters and issuing new edicts on content moderation. Musk called employees who actually write software to afternoon summit a day after the chaotic exodus of hundreds of employees who refused to sign a pledge to work longer hours and sought to take him up on an offer of 3 months' pay as severance. So what happened was he's like, guys, if you're sticking around, you need to commit to longer hours. And they're like, oh my gosh, that I cannot believe he would insist that they work overtime. Like no company in the history of companies would ever have mandatory overtime.
Right.
Like they're talking like he's some fucking tyrant because he pushes mandatory overtime. Have you ever worked at a factory before?
No.
Have you ever worked for a company that has mandatory overtime before?
No.
Well, fuck you. If you've ever worked in any factory, any kind of like industrial type job, any production type job, there will always and forever be some sort of mandatory overtime. Yes, you get compensated for it.
Right.
That's why it's called overtime. You
Right.
get overtime pay. But I have worked at factories before, and it's like, you know what? For the next 14 days, you guys can't have a day off. And then you'll get a day off, and then you got to work 14 more. And it fucking sucks. It does.
That would
But
suck.
are they tyrants? Well, no, because you can go get another fucking job.
Yeah.
They're doing what they can to stay afloat because, hey, work is backed up. We need you to work extra this week.
Right.
That's all this is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that he isn't putting them through like rough work experience. I don't know. I just know the main thing they're bitching about is mandatory overtime.
Right.
God fucking forbid
Yeah.
that happens. Welcome to the real world.
Right.
Mandatory overtime, especially when you're worried about your company floundering and tanking. They're trying to, I don't know, like revive this thing
Right, yeah.
before it dies. Yeah, guys, if you want this thing to work,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to put in some extra hours.
Right.
And they're like, fuck no, we're gonna leave.
Right.
Okay, here, and we're going to take our 3 months pay.
Mm.
And that, again, you see all the posts where it's like I saw one, it was an article. It's like pregnant mom received an email from Musk that she was laid off. It's like, who fucking cares? People get laid off. It
Right.
doesn't matter if you're pregnant or like the only reason you're reporting on this is because she's pregnant. And
Right.
it's gonna,
Exactly.
get
Make him look like the bad guy.
yeah, but they get 3 months pay of severance. Have you
Yeah.
ever got 3 months pay of severance when you were kicked out of a job?
No.
No, me neither. As they assembled, Musk tweeted that Twitter would stop amplifying hate speech and restore a few controversial accounts, though not that of former President Donald Trump. So this was a few days before that.
Okay.
The series of emails and tweets underscore the personal nature of Musk's oversight of a social media platform that has 237 million daily users, many of whom had tweeted their concerns in the previous 24 hours that Twitter was about to collapse. Do you know why they're tweeting that? Is because a couple of people were paid to tweet Twitter's going to collapse, and everybody's like, oh my God, retweet, Twitter's going to collapse,
But,
based
I
on
mean,
zero evidence.
I was gonna say, and I mean, it's not like people are gonna like run from Twitter, like, oh
Right.
no, it's gonna collapse, everybody get out of here. You know, it's not like a bank. I mean,
Well-
they're just gonna stay on there and keep tweeting.
Well, yeah,
and
until
they're like,
as
so
the
when
ship
is
goes
this-
down.
when is this gonna die?
So when does the ship sink again?
Yeah.
Says major companies have paused advertising on Twitter, adding to the financial pressure on the debt-laden enterprise and an on-again, off-again relaunch of paid verification mark has spawned pranks and scams while confounding loyal users. Wow, I can't read. Musk emails to engineers, however, suggest a realization that the worst may be yet to come. The emails even went out to staffers who'd walked out Thursday rather than signed the pledge. So the emails were basically, it says, the initial email included no instructions for remote employees. A subsequent one said Musk would try to speak via video to them. So he basically sent out a thing saying everybody needs to be here now. All the engineers, we need you here to figure
there.
this shit out.
Yeah.
And then the next one was like, I can try to video conference you in. Then a third one was he asked employees to fly to San Francisco, saying he would be at the office until midnight Friday and back again Saturday morning. So he's working overtime
Yeah,
too, just so
right.
you know.
Yeah.
Yet another missive an hour later said flying would be appreciated, but not essential. So basically he's saying, guys, we need to work through
Yeah.
this.
And he's like, you know, I'll be there with you guys.
Says several critical teams essential to keeping the site functioning were cut to a single engineer or none by departures Thursday, leaving the company partially on autopilot and likely to crash sooner than later, engineers said. While there were no widespread reports of outages on Friday, a former engineer said every mistake in code and operations is now deadly. Those left are going to be overwhelmed, overworked, and because of that, more likely to make mistakes. So basically, there's nothing to say that it's going down.
Yeah.
It's, hey, there's less people here and it's running on autopilot. And if, first of all, if it's really as good of a company and platform as you say, it should be able to hang on autopilot for a couple of days.
Well, and again, you and I talked about, you know, is the internet dead?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, the internet is dead.
Bots running. How many bots are running Twitter?
Yeah. So
And maybe that's the thing. Maybe Musk came on and he's like, these are the wrong bots.
Right.
We need to get better bots.
Yeah. Let me see if there's anything good here. Okay, here was what's this post? This is from Roberts Reich. He's some lawyer. I've been seeing his posts a lot too. It's almost as though oligarchs having unilateral control over our most vital means of communication is not such a great thing after all. My response was, most vital? I think you're getting a bit carried away.
Yeah, right.
Again, most vital means of communication in the world.
Yeah, right. Little big head on your shoulders.
The fact that you're propping up Twitter that much is the problem with Twitter. It's not Elon Musk. It's that you're putting that much weight on Twitter. It's just like, this is the most vital. Like this article was like, even more important than the presidential announcement.
Right,
Twitter.
right.
It's like, Twitter, really?
Bigger than the biggest office in the land. I mean, that's crazy.
I don't know. What do you think of Twitter dying? Would you be sad if Twitter died?
To be honest, I wouldn't blink an eye.
You know what's sad is more people are concerned about Twitter dying than the economy dying.
Yeah.
Like you see more people like bitching about and like freaking out about Twitter dying. And it's like everybody else is like, oh, Joe Biden said the economy is fine, so it must be fine, even though all the evidence suggests otherwise. Right. But then somebody is like, Twitter's going to die. They're like, oh my God, Twitter's going to die.
It's the crash of civilization as we know it.
Oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. Let's move away from Trump and Twitter. Speaking of crashing and burning.
Do you feel like, will Twitter be here this year, next time?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Twitter's not going anywhere. Twitter's not going anywhere. And if it does, who fucking cares? Right. I don't care. Again, the world does not end when Twitter ends.
Right.
No matter how much people say it does. You're putting too much weight and too much of your life into this platform.
Right.
This one platform.
Yeah.
That and it's just like the cryptocurrency or the banking system or something. It's like, if you have all your freaking communication tied up in Twitter to the point where if Twitter fails, you've got nothing. Yeah. That's just like, hey, I'm going to put all my life saving into one stock.
Right.
And if that stock tanks, my life is over. It's just like, and this is less important than that because it's just social media. It's not your money.
Yeah.
So you can be like, well, I do a lot of my online business. 98.9% of my online business is done through Twitter. Yeah. That's your own fucking fault for putting that much of your stock into Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of crashing and burning,
nice.
Did you hear about the rocket, the missile that landed in Poland?
Yes,
that the Russians obviously shot at Poland.
It was the Russians,
and trying to pull us into World War III.
Yes.
Do you think, first of all, are the Russians the one that would ever want to pull us into World War III?
I don't think so.
Or would it be like
somebody looking
NATO?
For some allies?
Yeah. So world leaders. This was a few days ago. This was back on Wednesday. This is from CNN. It's titled, World Leaders Hold Emergency Meeting as a Russian-Made Missile Kills 2 in Poland. Now, they've already gone into damage control here because they call it a Russian-made missile. They're not saying a missile from Russia because you got to realize there's old missiles out there. And if an old, like, say, 30, 40-year-old missile belonged to Ukraine, who did that belong to 40 years ago? The Soviet Union.
Absolutely.
So it's a Soviet-made missile.
Yeah. After the crash of the Soviet Union, they sold a lot of military stuff, a lot of missiles, tanks.
Well, even
planes.
if they didn't sell it, if that missile just remained in its location,
true, because Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union.
Part of the Soviet Union. So it could have been a Russian-made missile and Ukrainian-made missile at the same fucking time. So this says world leaders gathered at the G20 summit in Bali are attempting to defuse a potential escalation in the months-long Ukraine war after a Russian-made missile struck NATO member Poland, killing 2 people. Now, I heard it was 4 people originally.
Okay, I always heard it was 2.
Okay, maybe I heard wrong. The missile landed outside the rural Polish village of Przewałdow. Przewałdow. God, fucking Polish. About 4 miles west from the Ukrainian border. No wonder why the Nazis occupied Poland, because they have stupid fucking names like that. About 4 miles west from the Ukrainian border on Tuesday, roughly the same time as Russians launched its biggest wave of missile attacks on Ukrainian cities in more than a month. The circumstances surrounding the incident, which marks the first time a NATO country has been directly hit. Yeah. I like how they're just like
Yeah.
pointing out the fact, hey, a NATO country got hit.
Yeah.
A NATO country. It's like a missile just happened to
I
fall
wonder
across
if
the
they cite
border.
the proliferation agreement where they're like, if a NATO country
Yeah.
is attacked, then it is our
I
responsibility.
mean, that's obviously the direction they're heading.
of course.
Says the circumstances surrounding the incident, which marks the first time a NATO country has directly hit during the almost 9-month conflict, remains unclear. It's not known who fired the missile or precisely where it was fired from. Though the Polish Foreign Ministry has described it as Russian-made. Now, did they say that, or did they say a Soviet-made?
Right.
That's what I would like to know.
Right.
Both Russians and Ukrainian forces have used Russian-made munitions during the conflict. There you go. So the Russian-made thing doesn't fucking matter. With Ukraine deploying Russian-made missiles as part of its air defense system.
It's an easy buzzword, right?
Yes.
Someone sees Russia made and they're like,
Oh, it is Russia.
"Ooh."
And now, I don't think Zelensky came out and was pushing hard the whole narrative that this was Russia. It was Russia.
Of
It was Russia
course.
for days, even after people were like, this isn't really looking like it came from there. It's looking like, and he's like, nope, it was Russia. Well, as of today, I saw Zelensky was like, I don't know how, but maybe this was us, guys.
Really?
But for days, even the United States was like, basically Russia bombed Poland.
Right,
And so, I mean, they were on this for a few days, then started looking a little fishy. It says, speaking to reporters after holding an emergency meeting with G7 and NATO leaders on the sidelines of the G20, Joe Biden said preliminary information suggests it was unlikely the missile was fired from within Russia. So now he's saying it's not
right.
likely, but was unable to say conclusively until the investigation was complete. He agreed to support Poland's investigation into the explosion, and I'm going to make sure we figure out exactly what happened, Biden said, adding the leaders offered sympathy over the death of 2 people. Then he goes on to say, we're going to collectively determine our next step as we investigate and proceed. There was total unanimity among the folks at the table. Says, following Biden's statement, a NATO military official told CNN the missile had been tracked by an alliance aircraft flying above Polish airspace at the time of the blast. Intel with radar tracks of the missile was provided to NATO and Poland. The NATO official did not say who launched the missile or where it was fired from. That's how you know it wasn't fucking Russia, because they're like, well, we're not going to say until we have completed our investigation. We're not here to speculate, but if they had tracked it from anywhere close to Russia, they'd been like, Russia did it. They did it. That was them. We need to do something about it immediately.
Yep.
Now, here's my concern. If a stray missile were fired from Russia and missed and landed in Poland and killed 2 people, and it's a NATO ally. So shot from a non-NATO ally, Russia, into a NATO country, we'd be forced to back up our NATO allies and retaliate.
Right.
Now, if a Ukrainian missile got shot from Ukraine, a non-NATO ally, into Poland, NATO ally, and kills a couple people, aren't we obligated to retaliate against the non-NATO member to support the...
I would say so, yeah.
Shouldn't we be attacking Ukraine right now? I mean, that's
going in and be like, all right,
it.
look, we're going to let you guys put each other around when it was just you, but now you're hitting other people, and now I got to get involved, okay?
Yes.
And so now this is what's going to happen. Zelensky, you're going to apologize. Nope, mister. Right? I mean, that's basically what's got to happen. I mean, someone's got to get involved because now they're accidentally hitting other people.
Right.
So
here's NATO's kind of most recent response. A NATO chief literally said this, that Poland's missile explosion is likely caused by Ukraine, but Russia's responsible.
God.
because they started the war, obviously.
Of course,
If they
yeah.
hadn't started the war, this never would have happened. So the blame still falls on Russia, even though it possibly was shot by Ukraine.
That's stupid.
Says
That's
a
stupid.
missile, this is from Forbes, a missile that landed in Poland near the country's border with Ukraine likely came from Ukrainian missile defenses and was not an intentional attack from Russia, says NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg. Announced on Wednesday, slamming Moscow for waging its illegal war and soothing fears the incident could escalate dramatically and drag the entire military alliance into the conflict. Says a Russian-made missile. Yeah, we know all that stuff. Says Poland is a NATO member, and the incident marked the first time a NATO country had been directly hit during the conflict. Yes, we know that. That's basically all it says. It says all the things we said, but the NATO guy also said, it's kind of Russia's fault because they started.
But
this.
if you're going to look at it that way, wouldn't it be the United States' fault
for kind of starting it to begin with?
Well, that, but also continuing it by giving Ukraine money. If the United States just stayed out of it, and yet Ukraine and Russia deal with it, Ukraine would have said sorry a long time ago, and
but they got a blank checkbook, so they can keep shooting missiles at the wrong countries.
The United States is like, "Ooh, did you hear what he said about your mom?"
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
Here, take this rock, throw that.
So I don't know if we need to show this because it's kind of come out that this was from Ukraine, but this was kind of the early things that I saw. Like this was the fragment from the one on the left is the fragment from the missile that supposedly initially was said to come from Russia that hit Poland. And this was the image of a Ukrainian missile fragment. And they're like, well, they basically look exactly the same. And I don't know anything about missiles. Right. Is there that much difference between missile like bolt patterns and shit? But they're comparing like bolt patterns and threads and notches. And I mean, you can kind of make the comparison, I guess, but I mean, it's not a smoking gun.
Right.
I think the smoking gun is the fact that they pretty much traced it from Ukraine, and we're like, that we're not gonna. Well, the smoking gun to me is actually when NATO said we're not gonna comment on this at this moment. That's the smoking gun to me because that tells me blatantly this was Ukraine.
Right.
Because if it was Russia, it obviously would be all over everything right now.
Yeah.
So, is this enough to drag us into World War III?
No.
Would it drag? Do you think they would have a military response if this was in fact Russia? Do you think NATO would have been like, we're going to attack?
I don't think the United States would per se, but I do think other NATO nations would get involved at that point.
You think so?
I do. Yeah.
Based on just two people getting killed for being a little too close to the border?
Yeah. I do. I think they would send in, it'd
That's
be
scary.
It would be like C-list NATO guys, like Poland and maybe I don't know, maybe Greece.
But don't we have to get involved if they get involved though? Like legally binding, like we would have to be involved.
I mean, I think yes, we would, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like you got the two big dogs on the block. Do you really want them to fight?
Yeah.
Because then,
but they do want them to fight. They do.
I know deep down they do, but then there's going to be a lot of stray missiles hitting a lot of stray countries, and then everybody's going to be involved, and then yes, we will have World War III.
But maybe that's what they want. Did you think about that?
No, and I agree. I think maybe that is, but I would like to think somebody's got to be like, that's exactly why the United States can't get involved.
France would be like, guys, no, we can't go to war over this.
You could nuke France, and they would still be like, we understand there's a mistake,
but it
happens.
Yeah. Well, it's sad though. Macron has kind of been the voice of reason in all of this.
Yes.
It's like, no, let's stop the rhetoric. Because remember, Biden came out saying, "Hey, we're gonna have nuclear war."
And we got nukes too, bitch.
Macron's like, dude, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
We're closer to Russia than you are, so shut the fuck up.
Exactly. You're not dealing with radiation shit.
Yes. So I feel like in this event, maybe France would be like, guys, it was one missile. It's two people.
Yeah.
How much collateral damage did we incur during the Afghanistan war?
Right.
Which apparently I heard that we are spending exceeding far over the amount we spent on the Middle East wars on Ukraine.
I completely believe that. Yes.
Is that not the most freaking ridiculous thing?
That is
20-year war.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane.
It blows my mind how much money we've been sending over there.
Insane.
Yes.
And I mean, like we talked about on Monday, how much of that is getting laundered somewhere?
Yeah.
Who knows where?
Right.
So I don't know.
When you got dark money and I mean, it's like, yeah, it could be going anywhere.
Right.
Who knows how many like clandestine operations and wars this money is actually funding that's
Right.
has nothing to do with
Ukraine or Russia.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Heck, this could all be going to build up Taiwan for all we know, right?
I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
We won't ever know.
No, and that's the problem.
Some
with it.
report, overly redacted report, will come out in like
Yeah.
25 years.
Right.
Like, and actually, a lot of money that was supposed to, and people are like, who fucking cares at this
Right.
point?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yep.
So what's the most crucial story that we talked about today? Was it Trump announcing his presidency? Was it Trump back on Twitter, which is far more important, obviously?
Of course.
Or was
yes,
it Elon Musk tanking our most crucial communication system in the world?
Right.
Or was it Russia not bombing Poland?
I'm gonna say it's Trump announcing. I mean, again, we all knew it was gonna happen, but now it's out there,
Yeah,
right? You
even
can't-
more,
you can't take it
even
back.
bigger than him being back on Twitter.
Yeah, because again, like you said, he's most likely got a contract with Truth.
Yeah,
He's not going to get back on Twitter unless Elon Musk can offer him a shit ton of money to get
Yeah,
to
right.
switch.
I'll buy you out of your contract. You
Right.
know, he's only letting him back on to make money off of it too.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's nothing he does. I've decided nothing that Elon Musk is doing is for free speech.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
more to make dollars, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's a corporation.
Yeah.
That's what. If you're okay with all the other corporations doing what they do, you
Mhm.
have to be fine with Elon Musk doing what
Absolutely.
he does to
Yeah.
make money. That's why he doesn't want Alex Jones back on,
Yeah.
because it's not going to make him money.
Exactly.
But Donald Trump's going to make money from
Yes.
50% of the United States.
Right.
So,
Yeah. And that's that is in itself the issue. It's like when Donald Trump like went to pardon people, right? And he didn't pardon like any of the right people.
like
And-
Julian Assange.
and then
or-
yeah, exactly. And we were all like, we had hope. We were like, maybe Trump is the guy if he does this, right?
Yeah.
And then he didn't.
and then we're like, no,
Yeah,
not the
and
guy.
it's the same with Elon Musk. It's like, okay, he's not letting the right people on because
And I'm not even saying Alex Jones is the right person.
no,
I'm
no,
saying,
but if
he's
you're
not-
gonna proclaim free speech, you can't cut people out because
because
they don't bring you money.
yeah, well,
right.
that's what it is.
Yes.
Probably they'll probably lose a lot more not investors, but advertisers if they let Alex
Right.
Jones back on,
Right.
and he doesn't want that. So
No.
that's all the time. That is way over the time that we have for this week. Let us know what you think. Do you think Donald Trump should be back on Twitter? Will you follow Donald Trump? I'm already following Donald Trump. I'm
Right.
just waiting for him to post again. Is Twitter going to die? That's the big question of the day.
Yeah.
So, or what do you think about Donald Trump and Joe Biden running again in 2024? So, answer those things because those are the most important questions, obviously, in the world right now. You can hit us up all over the social medias on Twitter, which until it dies, Facebook and Instagram, which are probably going to die too someday. You can find us at our handle at Break the Bell Pod. Hit us up, like, subscribe, join the conversation because it's always a fun time. Follow me and my trollery on Twitter because that's now that I'm seeing all these like celebrities, like all I do is try to just troll
That's awesome.
in the comments of them because it's just like, look, you're gonna put bullshit out here. I'm gonna post bullshit on your comments. So follow us all over if you want to.
If you really
Enjoy
want to
that.
piss off George Takei, you should say something like, well, William Shatner thinks that it's a great idea, and then he'll get really pissed. And he's like,
gonna
that
do-
hack.
I'm going to do that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, the last couple hours that you have. Make sure you join us tomorrow night for our main episode, which airs at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, just like every Monday night. Unless something major like a holiday or something comes up, that will be almost always Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join it. It'll be fun. It's always a party. So
Yes.
we'd like to see you there. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend, and we will catch you next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.
The Break the Bell podcast is brought to you by you. So pat yourself on the back because without you, we would be talking to ourselves. A special thanks to our Patreon members, Justin Zielinski, Remzo Martinez, Stephanie Parker, and T.O. Jacobson. A shout out to our sponsors, Run Your Mouth Coffee, the On the Run podcast, and Goulash Media. If you'd like to help support us, visit patreon.com/breakthebell or buy our garbage at breakthebell.bigcartel.com. Get back here next week and let us continue to invade your ear holes. And as always, never stop talking.